Hi, my name is Lisa, and I am a bookaholic. So seriously though, I'm a real busy realtor, new grandma, mom, wife, dog mom. But we're always looking for video content. We want to share stuff that's important to us, and we hope will be of value to other people. So I realized I am a bookaholic. I buy a ton of books. I read some of all of them, hardly any of all of them, but I think there's a continued desire and search for new ways to be uplifted, to be inspired, to tap into optimism. And as a result, every time I see something that looks anywhere near interesting or somebody mentions it, I'm a real big user of that old Amazon one click, and within 48 hours, that book is on my doorstep. So I decided to use my obsession and try to develop a little bit of video content out of it. So I'm going to start, and we'll see where it goes, but I'm going to start doing a series of just a little bit of synopsis of some of the books that I've been reading recently. And I've got so many. When I started to make the list, it sort of warmed my heart, and I was like, I started to pile them all up closer to me because there's so many of them that I just want to get a little bit of inspiration from. So the first one I'm going to start with is really kind of an interesting concept. So the name of the book is Willpower Doesn't Work. The book is by Benjamin Hardy. And on its surface, Willpower Doesn't Work. The title is, obviously resonates because there are so many things that we are working on in our personal lives and our business lives. And we've set them up as goals for ourselves and objectives, but we haven't really accomplished any of those things. So I was really interested to hear what Benjamin Hardy's sort of premise was. And what he posits is that there are 4 reasons why willpower, as we kind of define it, doesn't really work. Willpower meaning kind of pushing through things that are not, that we're not finding easy, that aren't coming easily to us. So the 4 things that he says really can be the reasons why we are, willpower doesn't work, is that number 1, we don't really know what we want. So clarity of a goal, focus of a goal, big or small, clarity is one thing, obviously that's very important and something for me to think about and work on. Number 2 is desire. Somehow that goal that we've said is very important to us. The real desire for that is not something that's making us jump out of bed every day. In some way, we feel it's an obligation, a responsibility, turns into a burden, but somehow the desire to do that is not as strong as the ability to get distracted from it. So that's the second one. Third one is that we're not really invested in that there isn't a large enough or deep enough or strong enough investment in that goal. So part of it's the clarity, part of it's, the desire, but there's also really that idea that we're investing in that our career depends on it, our life depends on it, our financial future depends on it, the relationship with our significant other depends on it, right? So those are pretty compelling investments. And then lastly, the thing that I really want to talk about a little bit more in this brief video is that he says the environment we've created for that is opposing the goal. So I was thinking a lot about that. What is it about an environment? Let's say you decide that you want to start a goal of exercising 30 minutes, 5 days a week. Is your morning routine constructed so that, or afternoon, whenever you decided to do it, is the routine constructed that makes it conducive to that? Is there actually a place in your home that's easy to close yourself off? Do you have the right equipment? You can see kind of what have you prepared for yourself that's accessible to you, an environment that's going to really be able to achieve that goal. He uses the example of a television in the bedroom. And don't know if I agree with that, but I'm just sharing with you the example that he gives is, if you really want your bedroom to be a place of sleep, primarily, then you need to remove the kinds of distractions that will not allow for that, television being one. And that there are better places for your television, maybe even in the bathroom or certainly in the kitchen, where you can have that on and the environment is, lights on, awake, you're present, versus somewhere that you're trying to just be in a quieter, more peaceful, serene, darker, not much stimulus environment. So I think the idea of environment is really important. One thing he talks about, though, is that we can embed certain things that kind of are forced functions into our environment. And I just want to list 5 of these. One of them is, again, to make sure that there's a high investment in the environment. And then, do you invite any kind of social pressure? So when you put those goals up for yourself, are you saying them out loud? Are you writing them down? Are you sharing them with people? Do you have some kind of accountability? What kind of responsibility do you have for achieving any of those things? So, that's one of the things that I often shy away from, in terms of coaching and accountability. And then, is there a high consequence if there's poor performance? So what is the consequences that you've built in? Again, thinking about this as all environmental factors. So it's not just physical environment, it's also kind of that social proof environment and the other, is there some kind of high consequence for poor performance? And then, have you made it too difficult? Is the difficulty too high? Always be willing to review that. Everybody knows it's easier to have small successes and build on those. Are you going from 100 GCI as a realtor to 500,000 GCI in 1 year? Good for you. That's a great goal, but is it too difficult maybe? And then lastly, is there any kind of novelty? Our brains today, for better or worse, are so wired for that constant stimulus, novelty, TikTok environment. So are you building in some novel things into the environment that you're looking at to be able to achieve the goals that you are looking to achieve? So I'd highly recommend this book. I think it's a great read. Again, I don't think I agree with every single thing that's in the book, but I think that the concepts of clarity, making sure that your investment's very high, that your desire is strong, and that your environment in every way is conducive to achieving that goal, I think is a really great concept to kind of weave in. And thank you so much for your time. Your time is also very valuable. Hope you enjoyed this little synopsis of my take on Willpower Doesn't Work by Benjamin Hardy. And I look forward to bringing you my next book. Again, thanks. My name is Lisa, and I am a bookaholic.